Men and women is completely different with that. Like as far as women are concerned, you ask them, okay, you see how many videos come up where they're saying, okay, what would you rate yourself from 1 to 10 based on no merit? 10, 11, 200. I'm like, damn, 200? What did you even offer? Now, if you just look at me as a man, right, and then you ask me, how would you rate yourself, Smooth? 10. Y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Women are gonna laugh at me. There's nobody who's gonna take me seriously because me as a man said I'm 10. And none of you, rightfully so, would support me. Whereas women will support each other. Go ahead, girl, you got that. Yeah, yeah, 10. Tell them you're 10. You an 11. Like, what are we doing? So they're just reinforcing that delusion, right? It's supported. And men don't like, you'll see the content creators and stuff check them, but on a regular basis, we don't check them. We let them talk that talk. They could go ahead and say they attend, and we just be like, oh, we're not going to say nothing because we might be trying to hit it or whatever. So we just going to leave it alone and let it rock. But
I don't
little do we know, that's going to continue to perpetuate the issue. We are helping make it worse by not saying anything, by not checking them. I don't care. If somebody says something to me, if you tell me you attend you a chick, I'm going to tell you you're not, or I'm going to ask you why. And I'm going to break it down. What is it that you offer? What is it that you do? Because they have to be questioned. Sometimes there has to be some checks and balances. You can't just come out here and then tell me you're a 10 or an 11 or a 200 and you're not. It's impossible to be a 200, first of all. But why do you think that you are maxing out the scale when you're just an average looking chick, making average money, doing average things, average fellatio, and you think you're good at it, but you're really not? What we doing? And we don't even tell them. You have to let women know when they're doing badly. If you suck in this area, you got to let them know because they're not going to improve, right? They have no desire to improve. How can you? And if you ask a woman who's better on improving, they're going to say women are. But if you're a 10, how could you possibly improve? It's impossible.
So
So
this, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. You got it.
No, this is the conversation I was trying to beat into the head of some thick-headed ass women last night talking. And they the number one thing they'll say when you get on these panels, they'll say, "Why don't you talk to men?" And it's for the reasons we just laid out. A lot of the consequences for men are immediate. Self-improvement is necessary for any type of progress we hope to make. You can't do anything if you're not self-improving. You can't make more money. You can't get a better woman. You can't get a woman or of substance if you are not self-improving. Every law that's been written has been made to punish a man, right? To hold us to account for something we did, right? So that is our measuring stick. You do something, slap on the wrist, throw cuffs on them. You inject we have consequences for everything we do, and we must improve to get that off our record somehow. But it's our opinion that causes women to start self-improving. Because I told you in the back, Demetria Obalor, she fine and all of that, but she's making videos now talk about what's wrong with Cheesecake Factory. If they didn't read those comments under that post of us thrashing their ass like, who the hell do y'all think y'all are? They wouldn't know that, oh, maybe we should chill and pretend like Cheesecake Factory is not too bad for the first date, right? So I just realized now that you got a lot of simp dudes that are out here telling them it's all good. Oh nah, you don't gotta do nothing, baby. You good the way you are. Whoop de whoop. But they need our actual thoughts and really our criticism for self-improvement. They need it from men to know how to be better for us and for themselves.
The models just entered the building, JR. So one thing that kind of came across my mind is I find it interesting that nobody brought up yet the fact that a woman's measurement of a man being a good man, because obviously we just did this entire breakdown of women, and I never randomly hear that she uses her father as a barometer to measure the qualities that he exhibits that she's hoping to find in a mate. honest, integrity, hardworking, consistent. You know what I'm saying? Leadership, masculinity, right? It's never led with any of those types of things, right? The hallmarks that really become essential and very to carve out family, to carve out um fruitful relationships, really, right? And the things that we highlight are the things that we need in women. You know, the things that are important to us, but also important for nurturing a family because we understand those key components. You know what I'm saying? For all those, who grew up in a two-parent household, a single-parent household, you know the ingredients that are needed in order to allow that to be successful, right? And I think far too often, going back to the original premise of what we started is culture shaping our wants, needs, and desires, right? And I think for a lot of people, unfortunately, it is because they get what they thought that they want, and then they realize it, and then they don't want it anymore because they know that it doesn't really serve them internally, and certainly not for the long term either. How you?
All right, I'm gonna go to B Madden. I'm not sure if you see the video.
I didn't see the video, but I've heard a few guys' response.
Okay,
But no, I
yeah.
didn't see the video.
Okay, so basically it was just women that say that they are good women.
Yeah, I mean, kind of echoing what some of the guys were saying. I mean, there's no real barometer for that. I mean, everything is going off of how they feel, and right now in this culture, and predominantly, I'm saying women because predominantly women are the ones guilty of it. Is everyone's a 10, always helping another girl's self-esteem. That's all it's really about. It's all about no matter how you look, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you accomplished or hadn't accomplished, any girl in your circle, and any woman that passes by you, they're gonna say you're awesome and you're greatest and you're wonderful. And I think those are good things to tell people, because you want to give kindness back to people. You want to make everyone feel good about themselves, but there's no real measure for being a good woman in this in this society right now and how things have been going, especially everything is so social media driven, everything is so TV driven, everything is so, how do I look today? How do I look right now? How do I look? It's just a different level of that. And women have always been big on their looks. This is one of the things that they are focused on, which they should be, because that's what we judge them on. But I think it's really important that, I think Luis had hit a good point when it comes to women having a barometer from their father. And what I've noticed is that a lot of women the men that they end up dating or end up being in serious relationships with or end up marrying are the guys that were able to be honest with them and tell them the truth about them. Yeah, the players, with the mouthpieces that spread the lies and say whatever they need to say just to get in their draws is going to get them at first. But the ones they end up with are the ones that's like, babe, you need to work on that. Or like, hun, you got to really think about that, or we need to put a plan together or something. Like you popping off the gums, talking about all these wonderful things you're going to do, but haven't accomplished yet. Let's sit down and like get a plan together right here, right now. We're going to sit down. We're going to plan this shit out and get you to where you need to be instead of just frivolously talking about things, because your homegirl talked about it, or you saw somebody on YouTube talk about it, or someone on Instagram talking about it, and you kind of liked it. Either you're going to put up or shut up, and we're going to make it happen or not, and you're going to be able to tell what type of person that is, what type of woman you're dealing with, if they know how to overcome objections. Are they able to fight through things? I've personally had a lot of success with women that have been athletes in the past that played sports, because that is one measurement that us guys understand, is that winning and losing. There's always going to be a winner. There's always going to be a loser. And if you lost, how are you going to learn from losing the next time so that you win? How are you going to fix the inefficiencies that you might have had? The deficiencies that you had as a team and as an individual. How are you going to change your mechanics? How are you going to change your attitude? and they learn how to win, and then you learn how to lose in an admirable way, but you also know what that burning sensation feels like, so you don't want to experience that again. So I think young girls that were athletes at one point, maybe went to high school or college and played athletics, they kind of have a better understanding of what being good is, and um, having some type of blueprint to go off of, or having an idea what achievement is. And also women that are, successful business owners as well. Like, they know they're good at what they do. Does that make them a good woman? I don't know, but it makes them good at business, or makes them a good athlete, or makes them good at bouncing back, or anything like that. But I think people in general, aside from just men and women, I think all people like to think of themselves in the light of, I'm a good person. So I think you have to look at that first, and then you dive deeper from there.